you may have the same thing, or maybe your intuition comes to you in different ways. And I'm just here to say that all intuition is valid, especially if you're a beginner witch like I was and you talked yourself out of knowing things. And like, my household growing up was chaotic. Like, I'll never forget, I was having nonstop dreams about my dad, you know, um, always doing bad things. And then I kept on having, when I was in sixth grade, I would have a dream that there was a baby boy in our front garden, and he was all dressed in white and I could see his face. And I knew it wasn't from my mother, but I knew it was from my father. And I remember asking my dad, did you have another baby? Why do I keep dreaming that there's another baby? And I would ask my mother, and I'd get a smacked bottom for it. And it would just be like, I'm just asking a question. And it turned out that my dad had another child. And then that was devastating to our family, really broke it up. And then a few years later, I was still a teenager, and this little girl was at a family party. And I looked at her and I was like, oh my God, you're a sister. You're a half sister. And then I saw her, and then I saw her sister. I was like, oh my God. And then I dragged my full-blooded sister into the bathroom, and I go, Papa had more kids? Those are our like sisters? She was like, no, what are you talking about? Those are our god sisters, not our real sisters. I was like, no, those are. And they did not really look at it like us, but I was like, I knew it, so. And then I knew when my mother was going to die of cancer. I knew how old she was going to be, how old I was going to be, how she was going to go. I knew my dad was going to cut me off financially. I mean, he had cut me off emotionally years before, but financially he cut me off. And it was just, oh my God, it was devastating. And each time it was like, oh my God. And I'll never forget the day that I felt my mother passing, and something came to me as like, your mother's passing now. And I was like, fuck you, da 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 da. Because at that point it was like, my God, I thought intuition was supposed to be, light and fluffy and like a kiss from a kitten, not everything always being bad news. And so it took me a long time to accept that intuition is just different for every person. Not every person's gonna like a song. Like, I think coconut is disgusting. And I think if we really know what our intuition is, we can learn how to better work with it and make our lives a little bit easier and better and more magical. So I'm going to talk about the different types of intuition that we have today.